All right, y'all. Welcome back to this one. It's been a while since I've formally introduced myself, and I was thinking about it earlier. I'm saying to myself that if someone watched the past 3 videos I've recorded and published, they probably have zero idea of who I am. And they probably did not watch the video at all. So, to give you a more convincing reason to watch the video, I'll introduce myself formally here. My name is Evanson Just. I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of Virginia. I've been licensed as a real estate agent for the past 3 years, I believe. And yeah, I am a father, a husband, a service member. I've been in the military for 11 years now. I did 6 years in the Marine Corps. I got out and joined the Army National Guard. And as of right now, I've been in the Army National Guard for 6 years or 5 years. Yeah. So whatever makes it out to be 11 years, because all I know at this point is I got 9 more years to retirement, and it cannot get here fast enough. So, in an eggshell, that's who I am. Now, as far as real estate is concerned, the primary purpose of this channel is to market my real estate services to service members, civilian and contractors residing in the Northern Virginia area. And this series here I decided to because I've came to the realization that I spend much more time of my days scrolling social media, and I said, why not read to my YouTube channel, through my YouTube channel? And I started. And the purpose of this really is to publish as many videos as possible, as fast as possible, as consistent as possible, with as little barriers as possible. That's what I was trying to say. With as little barriers as possible. What does that mean? I've had a lot of false starts, and you probably are very familiar with that. And to make this actually a real start, I've decided to publish the videos without editing them. So whatever you do see here is what was produced and is what it will be published. And honestly, I try to be as consistent as possible, but having a full-time duty, full-time job, after all, it's a job. It is very hard to be consistently publishing these videos. And until recently, I've come to the realization that I can read the book even if I can't record it, because there are times where I can actually sit down and read 2-3 pages of the book without recording the video. But I was not doing that from the beginning, because the purpose really of reading is to be able to create the content and publish it here to you. And the more consistent I do it, the more I will develop the muscle that allows me to publish more consistently. And also, while catching the benefits of reading books, because actually one of the very reason that I have decided to start doing this also is to be able to build confidence, to be able to build my vocabulary bank, to be able to process information more effectively, understand people better, and develop a stronger critical thinking point of view when it comes to everyday life. So, yeah, as you can tell, I'm also very monotone. So that's one thing I am looking. I am really, really looking forward to improve, because I'm very conscious of that, and it is sort of annoying. So that's one way to fix it. It's a lot, but we can do it. It's nothing I can't do. I think I just saw a video where creator, she was talking about the quantum leap. Quantum leap. It is the idea that when you're going through a season of hardship, if you persevere and you get through that season, you will get pretty much a boost of success. And that is entirely the goal here. So I will pick up where I left off last time on the last video. It is in the middle of the first paragraph, but that's where I left off. From now on, whenever I end a video without finishing the paragraph I was reading, I will try to finish it off camera, because this is not exclusive to content creation, but it is exclusive to self-improvement. So let's get started. Two archers lined up to shoot. Only one wanted to know her score. Davis was looking with his binoculars downrange. The length of nearly 2 tennis courts from their location. As one archer let her first arrow fly, I could just hear the sound of a whip cracking the air. 7 at 6 o'clock. 9 at 2 o'clock. Her shots weren't grouping yet. 10 high. 10 way high. After the next arrow sailed, there was no sound. No, don't look at that one, she said, shifting her feet, dropping her bow. I don't even think it hit the target. Yeah, Davis confirmed. I don't even see it. As I stood behind her, trying to place myself in her position, I could not imagine how even one hit had hit the target. Every archer calculates the arc of a rise, which is the drop and horizontal shifts as an arrow's path. A trajectory only they can predict. Before even accounting for wind speeds, there is always some degree of displacement that happens when the arrow leaves the bow at a skew angle from the target, so that the fletching doesn't hit the string upon release. This is how the arrow is crafted. If you're right-handed in archery, you will aim slightly to the left to hit the bullseye. This skill means focusing on your mark, the likely shape of the arrow's arched flight, and the many variables that can knock it all off. The very variable that can this means focusing on your mark, the likely shape of an arrow's arched flight, and the many variable that can knock it off all at once. The most precise archers call this process of dual focus split vision. I just realized I was looking too low, so I need to bring the book up a little bit and you can see what I'm reading. Actually, I forgot to recap. I have started with The Rise. I purchased this book back in 2012, 2013, whenever it was published, and I've never had a chance to finish it, so I decided to pick it back up. And as of right now, I am also building a library. So I don't know if I should take a recommendation or I should just kind of feel my way through it. Let me know in the comment section below. It also requires constant reinvention. Seeing yourself as the person who can hit a 10 when you just hit a 9, as an archer who just hit a 7 but can also hit an 8. Archery is one of the sport that gives instantaneous, precise feedback. It puts athletes into rank order of how they measure up against their second younger selves. Archers constantly deal with the near when, not quite hitting the mark, but seconds later, providing that they can. And if an archer's aim is off by less than half a degree, she won't hit the target. Just moving your hand by 1 millimeter changes everything, especially when you are at the furthest distances, said Sarah Chai, a recent Columbia graduate and former co-captain of the varsity archery team. Co-captain. Now, why does that word sound like something else? It's like an assistant captain. Duh. From the standard 75-yard distance, the target, the 10 ring, the bullseye looks as small as a matchstick tip held out at arm's length. Hitting the 8 ring means piercing a circle the size of the hole in a bagel from 225 feet away, and that's while holding 50 pounds of draw weight for each shot. It's a taxing pursuit. Well, in 2 or 3 hour practice, two of the women were lying down, their backs on the turf behind the shooting line, staring up at the sky. Staring up at the sky. 3 hours per day of meditative focus, trying to find what T.S. Eliot would call the still point of a turning world, requires a unique, sustained intensity, living on a landscape where an infinite, that's a big word. Hold on. It's not even that. If it's not even a big word, it's just when I'm reading, the longer I read, the more, the harder it becomes to pronounce the words. It's like when you're working out, the more reps you do, even if you're using a 10 pound, for people that don't really work out, even if you're using a 10 pound, or even if you're doing your body weight, the more repetition you do, the harder it becomes to do another rep. It's just one, but yeah. Oh, excuse me. Excuse the ASMR water gulping. Yeah. Let's try that word again. We are at 16 minutes now, so I gotta stop at 20. So let's hurry to the end of this paragraph. All right, let's start from here. 3 hours per day of meditative focus, trying to find what T.S. Eliot would call the still point of the turning world, requires a unique, sustained intensity, living on a landscape where an infinitesimal, is it infinitesimal or infinitesimal? I think it's an infinitesimal, but I don't know for sure. So living on a landscape where an infinitesimal difference in degree leads to a massive difference in outcome is what makes an archer an archer. It means learning to have the kind of precision that we find in the natural world, like that of a bee's honeycomb, or the perfect hexagonal shape of the rock formation on Ireland's giant causeway. When archers that start getting good with scores consistently above 1350 out of 1440, they taper down, shoot less, and attend to their concentration, breathing techniques, meditation, and visualization. One teammate, overwhelmed with exams, still made it up to Bakersfield because the focus she gets from archery calms her about everything. When I was studying abroad, I was going crazy without having it, she said. Without the regiment, she felt irritated at she felt irritated all the time. I stayed at the archery practice for 3 hours. Someone watching me might have wondered why. For all the thrill of discovering a new sport, it was admitting. Let's start over. Someone watching me might have wondered why. For all the thrill of discovering a new sport, it was admittedly interminable. Admittedly interminable. I hadn't brought binoculars. Binoculars. It's binoculars. I hadn't brought binoculars. And it is hard to concentrate for 3 hours on what is right in front of you, but not easily seen. It was also a cold day, but I stayed to witness what I was starting to feel I might never glimpse: gold fever, or target panic, as it's called. What happens when an archer gets good, even too good to come too good compared to her expectations, and starts wanting the gold without thinking about process? In extreme cases, it means that one day she is hitting the bullseye. The next, her arrows could end up in the parking lot. No one is clear about whether it's shocking, a kind of performance anxiety, or some form of dystonia. Dystonia? I gotta look that up. But what we do know is that the only way to recover fully from it is to start anew, to relearn the motions, and to focus on the essentials: breathings, stance, position, release, and posture. None of None of the archers I saw seemed to have target panic. Few are willing to admit it, even if they do. Yet, something else about archery gripped me enough to keep me there. The reason occurred to me as if I left practice, walking down Broadway. Okay, hold on. Yet, oh, I'm having cramps. Ouch. Okay, let's push through it. We are at 22 minutes. I'm about to stop here. And yeah, let's stop here and pick up in another video. I will record another 25 minutes, hopefully finishing this chapter. And yeah. All right, let's close out real quick. Thank you for watching this video. It is always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for your support. That's really encouraging. At this point, I don't think my videos are getting views, which is not a big deal because I don't feel like they are good enough yet for people to sit down and watch them, honestly. And the repetition is more for me than for you. So, but on another note, though, I really like recording here this setup. As you can see, I am not in the truck today, so I'm in a hotel room. I'm currently doing training with the National Guard. I have a night in this room, so make some use of it, and I check out tomorrow morning. But yes, the videos are not getting views, but it's not a big deal. It's a matter of getting the repetitions out there and continue to build and strengthen the muscle that the one that allow me to speak more clearly, and two that allow me to post these videos more consistently without stopping. So thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.